Corner goes in, flash across goal, and Wrexham have scored! It's 6-5! Unreal scenes at the racecourse, and from 5-2 down to 6-5 up in added time. It's Wrexham 6, Dover 5.
Good evening everyone and welcome to the 1864 suite here at the Racecourse Ground and to the Wrexham FC End of Season Awards. We're looking forward over the next hour on reflecting what's been a fantastic season for the club, for both the men's and the women's team, and we really hope you're going to enjoy what's in store. We saw there some clips of the season so far. Here's hoping there are more to add over the next couple of weeks. But over the next hour, a chance to celebrate and reflect on those who've made the season what it's been. We're going to start the awards tonight by understanding who is the men's top goal scorer for 21-22.
No, I like to always be involved in the game and work as hard as I can first and foremost. Well, obviously, as I say, I'm a goal scorer. I like to score goals, but also like to create as well. But more importantly, I just work as hard as I can, and then everything else falls into place after that.
Mullen, left-footed effort. The ball comes in for Mullen. Incredible from Paul Mullen. Paul Mullen's continued his run. Paul Mullen. Wrexham double their lead. And Mullen's made it four. And there is a two-goal deficit again. And Wrexham are 4-2 up.
That's a work at the corner. Paul Mullen makes a surging run on this left-hand side. He chips the goalkeeper. Oh, what a goal! What a goal from Paul Mullen!
Well, I don't think I needed to tell you that our top goal scorer for the season is, of course, Paul Mullen, and Paul joins me now here in the 1864 suite. Paul, congratulations, top goal scorer this season. When you signed in the summer, you'd netted 32 goals for Cambridge last year. Did you have an aspiration as you began your Wrexham career of where you might be come this point?
Yeah, that was promotion. Obviously, we're still in with the shout of that, with the playoff game coming up, and hopefully we can win that and get to the final of the playoffs. But that was the main aim. But obviously, to win an individual award of any kind, brilliant, and it obviously is something at the start of the year which I could see myself winning if I performed like I did last year, and thankfully I have done, and we're still in with the shout with the promotion, as I say.
When fans see a striker signed, they'll often say, is this the 20-goal-a-season striker we've been looking for? Maybe sometimes 25, but to hit 30 is really a significant achievement. Has it exceeded your own expectations? Did you have a target in your mind when you arrived?
No, I tend not to set myself individual targets, because once you break them, you can sort of hit a lull that you've already met them too early or things like that. So try not to set targets. But obviously nowadays, I think football's changed a lot. It did used to be a 20-goal-a-season forward, but as you've seen with a lot of the players now, 20 goals doesn't become enough. And for me, as an individual, like, no goals are enough. I just want to keep scoring as many as I can, and if I scored the next game and it went to 31, then I'd want to score again and again. No goals are ever enough for me, but to get to 30 in back-to-back seasons, obviously a great achievement for myself and something I'm proud of.
To score your goals, I know you'd be the first to say that you're reliant on the quality you get from others in the side. At the start of the season, you came together as a group. A few of you knew each other from the past, but you were largely a new squad. How quickly did you feel you were able to gel and get the quality of service from others and understanding with your strike partners that's enabled you to score the goals you've had? Yeah,
obviously, every forward's only as good as the supply they get, and Jordan's been that good. That's why I've got his jumper on here right now, to be honest with you. Now, all of the team have been brilliant this year, and obviously, as a centre forward, you need chances to put them in the back of the net, and they've managed to provide me with plenty of them. And obviously, me, Jordan, and Ollie have scored a lot of the goals, but they all come from different sources in how we get the chances to put them away. And we've been really good at that, especially second half of the season, is creating a lot of chances, and something we've worked really hard on in the training ground, and obviously it's come into fruition.
Well, Paul, many congratulations again. You are our men's top goal scorer of the season. We do have a couple of awards to present you with in recognition of this. We've got a watch for you, sponsored by Clog Eye, storytelling through beautiful jewellery, and, of course, the trophy. So let's see if we can manage to have this presentation now. We've got enough hands between us to do so.
Thank you.
So there's your trophy, Paul. Men's top goal scorer 21-22. And, of course, your watch, courtesy of Clog Eye. Paul Mullin is our men's top goal scorer for 21-22. Many congratulations, Paul. And let's hope there's more to come on Saturday. We're going to keep the theme of top goal scorers now as we turn to our women's top scorer of the season.
Yeah, well, I remember the first game that you voice-overed, actually, and you said I came in to score goals, and I did exactly that. And ever since that game, I wanted to just score goals, wanted to prove that that is what I'm all about. It's all I'm usually known for, and to be honest, it's all I've ever really done.
Got Hughes ahead of her. Here is Rosie Hughes. She needs a man. She can still go in. Rosie Hughes, huge opportunity for Wrexham lead. The first goal at the racecourse in front of supporters in 18 months, and it's scored by Rosie Hughes.
And our women's top goal scorer of the season, with an incredible 48 goals, is Rosie Hughes. And Rosie joins me on the stage in the 1864 suite now. Rosie, good evening. Great to have you here tonight. 48 goals in your first season for the club, an incredible achievement. And I think I'm right in saying your 9 hat-tricks mean that you stand just behind Tommy Bamford in the record number of hat-tricks for the club. What an achievement.
Yeah, I believe that's what it is, yeah. I've relied on my managers and coaches to keep the score, to be honest. It's all fun and games, but when you're hitting, 5 to 10 goals in a game, you start to lose count of who you've scored against. But yeah, I think it's 9. 9 hat-tricks I've got this season. 9 hat-tricks and 9 goals in a single game, and an 18-0 win over Denby. This has surely exceeded your expectations when you arrived, or maybe not. Yeah, and it's also possibly not fair that they were my former team. But again, I want to score goals, so I'm going to carry on I'm going to continue to do so, regardless of whether I played for them before or not. I didn't celebrate the first couple, but I think the more I put in the back of the net on that game, I started to celebrate more and more, because then I knew I wanted even more. And during that game, I believe I was coming up to the 30-mark goal, so I wanted to make sure I was going to hit it.
Paul mentioned just now the service he's had from the likes of Jordan and Ollie Palmer to help him score his 30 for the men's team. Who would you like to call out in the women's team who's helped you to be so prolific this season?
Oh, don't get me wrong, like Paul has mentioned, you need your 10 of the players in order to get the ball at the top of the pitch, but definitely want to talk about TJ, our centre defence, who she can beautifully pass a ball through the air, along the floor, to the wings. Regardless of how it is, she can place it beautifully. So 100% would like to shout out her. Rebecca Pritchard, again, so fast down the line, but can cross a ball in. Amber Lightfoot, she's one of our under-19 players, however, definitely deserved to be in the ladies' team for her balls and the goals that she scored herself as well, because she's put a fair few in the back of the net for us.
Well, Rosie, many congratulations on your 48 goals this season. Let's hope you can go on and be as prolific, if not more so, next year. And, of course, to the team and finish second in the table. Excellent season for you all. I also have a Clog Eye Gold watch for you, which hopefully you will enjoy, and your trophy, of course, to go with your achievement of being our leading scorer. So there's your watch, and here is your trophy. If you've got enough hands, that's great. Rosie Hughes, then, our women's top goal scorer for 21-22. Thank you, Rosie. So that's our top goal scorers, Paul Mullin and Rosie Hughes for our men's and women's team. Now we're going to turn our attention to the Players' Vote as we move on to the Men's Players' Player Award.
It's Players' Player of the season, and I think all the lads have obviously come together and agreed that Jordan should be given this award because he's been brilliant for us, and I think as footballers it always means that little bit more when the people who see it every day get to vote for it.
I voted for Jord, and I think obviously it was close. There's been a few people that have played really well consistently this year, but I just thought for me, Jord, from midfield, 20 goals and however many assists is pretty ridiculous numbers for a midfielder, and I think this year he's really stepped up his consistency in his games and become a real mainstay and someone that we sort of depend on for big goals, and I think he's really done that this year.
So I was fortunate to win obviously this award last year, and it, like you say, it's your teammates that are voting for you personally, and like you say, it's you want obviously yes you want to win the player of the season as well, the main one, but like you say, when you're getting voted for by your peers, by your teammates and your friends as well, it's the one that you want to win most, because like you say, it just shows it shows a lot and says a lot about yourself, about himself as a person and as a player as well.
He's a good lad. He's obviously still young. He's just a normal, down-to-earth, humble lad. Obviously local, so he understands the club, and obviously it means a lot to him to play for the club, and that comes across in the way he plays and the way he prepares and how much it means to play for the club.
Matt is a great lad off the pitch too. He's quite a quiet lad, goes about his business just like he does on the pitch. Very professional, really wants to do well, and he's been great for us even off the pitch as well as on it this year. And he's been through a very tough time this season, but it's a testament to himself and his family how well he's played and dealt with what's happened off the pitch, and it hasn't affected him at all. He's been brilliant for us, and scored too many goals for us that I can remember.
His numbers especially speak for itself as a midfielder. I think the goals that he's scored, not only from set plays but from open play, has been phenomenal. And I think when you're getting 20 plus goals in all competitions from midfield, the numbers speaks for itself, like I say. But on the flip side of that, obviously knowing Jordan really well, and a really good friend of mine, knowing what he's gone through in obviously the loss of him and Kelsey's little boy, I think everything that he's gone through off the field to put in performances and put in shifts and keep his head kind of in a place where he can put them performances in, I think it's credit to him, it's credit to himself, it's credit to his family, and it just shows that he tries not to let anything outside of football affect him on the pitch. And like I say, it's testament to him for keeping going, and that obviously, along with obviously his goals, is two of the big reasons why I voted for him as Players' Player.
He deserves that recognition from us as teammates, and the fans, I think, will also think he's had a great year as well, and everyone around the club's really pleased with the way he's played.
I think he's got everything. I think he can go right to the top. He's just got to keep working hard, and sometimes get the side of the game which isn't with the ball, more involved in his game. But when that comes, as he gets older and understands the game, he's got everything to reach the top, and I do think he can do it, and hopefully we can help him do that.
He scored big goals at big times for us this year. I think a few stand out: Weymouth at home, Wealdstone away, and that's what he's got in his game. He's got set pieces, not only delivery but also shooting, and if he gets a shot round the box, you expect him to score.
He's young, he's got everything going for him, and it's a case of still believing in himself, not getting carried away, which he hasn't. And the world's his oyster. Like he's got untapped potential, and like you say, you need a little bit of luck along the way. But he's first and foremost, he's got the ability and got the hunger to go on and make it big if that's where he wants to go.
Our men's Players' Player of the season is Jordan Davis. Jordan, many congratulations on getting the award from your teammates. The fact that it's come from the players who you share a dressing room every week, does that add another level of value in your mind as a player to win this award?
Yeah, I think it does, but first of all, we're a team, and coming in every day and training with the boys is a pleasure, and there's not a nicer group of boys that I've been involved with throughout the season, and they've been top draw.
Oh, that's great to hear. I've been watching Jordan over the last couple of weeks, lots of the fans groups doing their own Player of the Year competitions, and your name has regularly come up in those, and your goal scoring, of course, from midfield has been a major part of that, scoring 20. When you look back on those 20 goals, I know some fans will pick out perhaps the one against Gloucester, the one against Wealdstone, different goals at different times. Is there one or maybe two that stand out for you that you're particularly proud of looking back?
Yeah, I think the ones at Gloucester at home, the outside of the foot one, you don't really score many like that, so you remember the ones, and they definitely stand out, that one, yeah.
When you returned to the club, I know your career to that point had seen you play a lot of your football at left back, but people will barely remember that now. You're very much one of the standout creative midfielders in the National League. Do you feel now totally at home in the central midfield role?
Yeah, I think so, definitely. Last year I probably bobbed and weaved in and out of it, but by the end, once I'd started scoring, and then I found my feet in midfield. So, yeah, it took probably longer than what most people do to find a position, but I feel like I have now.
It's been, of course, a long season. They always are, but hopefully still 2 more games to go, all being well next Saturday against Grimsby. How are you feeling from a personal freshness perspective as the last couple of games loom up?
Yeah, good, you know. We're looking forward to getting out there against Grimsby. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a really good battle because they're a good physical side, but there's no bigger stage than to do it in the playoffs, so we're all looking forward to it.
Well, Jordan, many congratulations on an excellent season personally and, of course, for the team. You are the Players' Player of the season, and I have a clog-eye watch for you and your trophy, which I'm delighted to present, to congratulate you on all you've done over the last 40-odd games. So there's your watch.
Thank you.
And, of course, here is your trophy. Men's Players' Player of the season, season 21-22, is Jordan Davis. Many congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations then to Jordan. And now it's time to see who is our Women's Players' Player of the season.
I've voted for TJ for Players' Player. First of all, she's obviously a quality player and it's been a privilege to play with her in centre mid this season. But the one thing I do like about TJ, she goes about her business very quietly. She's never moaning. She'll get injured, she'll get straight back up, and then she might say something after the game, but she just gets on with it. She comes to all sessions and always puts 100% in, and she's obviously always there for the team, puts the team first.
But for TJ especially, I think she's an amazing player. She's got an absolute heart of gold, which is reflected in me personally because she made me feel comfortable on this playing for Wrexham. I feel like she understands me personally on a level, but as well as that, she does great things for the team, so I think she can put out a fantastic pass. She knows exactly where her balls want to go. She can ping a lovely ball over the top that I can get on the end of it. I'm sure I've scored a few goals because of her, which I'm grateful for. And most definitely what tipped TJ over the edge over any of the other players is her courage, and especially when she went in goal for us, I thought she was my absolute hero.
Our Women's Players' Player of the season is TJ Dickens, midfielder and, occasionally TJ, goalkeeper. Tell us about that.
Well, it was very scary and I won't be doing it in a hurry, but team game, so did it for the team at the end of the day.
I was going to say, TJ, the ultimate sign of being a true team player, being prepared to play out of position. But there's playing out of position and there's agreeing to go in goal. But I think as we saw in that clip just then, the tip over at the end was particularly impressive. Any thoughts about giving up being in the middle of the park and putting on the #1 jersey next season?
No, I'm all right, thank you. I'll be staying in the middle.
And as a player, you've clearly heard the commendations there of your colleagues on the performances you've put in and how you are as a player in the dressing room. As a midfielder, is there someone in either the men's or the women's game that you've tried to model yourself on?
Not really. I've only been playing there a couple of seasons, so just trying to find my feet, to be honest. Just do what I can.
Reflecting over the season, second in the league, how do you see that as a season of progress for the team under Steve Dale?
Yeah, it's very good, to be honest. We didn't start the season that great, so finishing second, we can't really complain. Gutted to miss out, but maybe next season.
The team has obviously progressed in many ways on the pitch and off it. The under-19s team, of course, won their league. If there are perhaps school children who are just starting to get into playing football and girls are thinking, what's it got to take for me to play for Wrexham one day? Any advice that you'd give them on how they might plan their footballing development from here?
Just work hard, really. Do what you can. Do as much as you can. Train when you can. That's about it, really.
Well, TJ, many congratulations on winning that Players Player of the Year award. Great to hear all the nice comments from your colleagues. And I have for you, guess what? A Clog Eye Gold watch, which hopefully you will enjoy wearing, although not during games. And, of course, your trophy for being the Women's Players Player of the season. There you go. So our Women's Players Player of the season is TJ Dickens. Now it's time, folks, for the first award where you may have played a part, because we've been asking fans all week to vote for their E4 Williams Trailers Goal of the Season. For those of you who've been contributing in social media, you'll see there's been a knockout competition, and today we got down to the last 4 goals. Let's remind ourselves of those 4 contenders.
So we've got a free kick. It's not a bad area, this. Getting on with it quickly. That's a good feint. There's a great hit from Davis! Wow, Wrexham needed a spark.
Luke Young looked like he was setting one up for a volley there, but he spreads it out wide into Reece Hall-Johnson. He's got James Jones on his right. He's been tackled well there, but Hall-Johnson can take it forward. He can shoot from distance, and that is a screamer from Reece Hall-Johnson! Just listen to that noise! What a goal from Reece Hall-Johnson! Absolutely breathtaking by Wrexham. Crossfield ball there, looking for Bryce Susanna, and it finds him well again. So dangerous in these positions, and he's found Luke Young on the right-hand side. Crossing by Young, flicked away well by Nugent. Sheaf gets it away just about. Into Jordan Davis. Davis cuts in well. Davis with the outside of the foot effort, and that is an absolutely audacious strike from Jordan Davis. He has absolutely no right to score from there. And in a year with a few goal of the season contenders, that one is certainly up there as Wrexham double their lead on the half-hour mark. Outside of the foot strike from Jordan Davis. And that just shows the skill that he has to produce a moment like that from seemingly nowhere. Nothing Lee Mansell's side can do about that. Could argue maybe they didn't quite close him down quickly enough. But that is an incredible strike from Jordan Davis.
Into the path of Sojovic. Cranshaw continues his run, but McAlinden, the substitute, wins the ball. That's a work at the corner. Paul Mullin makes a surging run on this left-hand side. He shoots the goalkeeper. What a goal! What a goal from Paul Mullin! 91st minute. Wrexham want to be going to the FA Trophy final. Wrexham could be going to Wembley. What a goal from Paul Mullin!
So there, your reminder of the 4 contenders. And for those of you who followed Twitter earlier, you may have seen that the 2 that reached the final were Paul Mullin's lob against Stockport County and Reece Hall-Johnson's shot against Notts County. So who finally got the nod? Who is the winner of the E4 Williams Trailers Goal of the Season in memory of Steve Edwards, the former Wrexham Miler Hospital Radio commentator? Well, I can announce that the winner, for the 2nd time tonight, is the one and only Paul Mullin. First of all, Paul, good to see you still wearing Jordan Davis's top. I'm glad that you haven't given it back to him.
Yeah, Colin, I just had to give him a shout out. Didn't tell me that I had to wear my Wrexham gear,
Did he not?
I decided that let's just lend George and save him a little bit for that one.
We can't get the staff, Paul. Sorry about that. That goal, it's been watched goodness knows how many times on social media, I know. What were the thoughts in your mind as the ball came through to you? How early did you decide the chip is on here?
About 20 minutes earlier, they had a chance on my right foot where the left side centre-half or left-back passed it back to keeper and I cut it off. And I went one-on-one and I took another touch and took it closer and hit it wide, and in that moment I knew I should have done it in that instance, and thankfully I got another chance later on in the game and it had ate away at me for 20 minutes that I hadn't done it. So when I got given the chance to do it again, I just thought I had to try and take it, and luckily it bobbled at the right time and hit my shin pad and went in.
I'm sure it wasn't the shin pad. Did you know as soon as you'd hit it, it was in? Because I've watched it a couple of times, and particularly from behind the goal, you realise that the ball actually hit the back of the post as it went in. It was really precise in the end. Did you know as soon as you hit it, it's there?
Yeah, I think sometimes when you're playing, you just have a feeling as soon as something leaves your foot, whether it's a goal or not, and that one was a time like that. As soon as it's left, I just knew that it was going to go in, and I still laugh at Ollie now, because if you watch on the replay, he goes sprinting at the goal as if it was going to bounce back. I always say to him, why did you run there? You should just run the opposite way.
When you look back at your goals this season, Paul, from your 30, is that your pick as well, of your own?
Yeah, I think probably that's one of the ones in my career I'm most proud of, just for the fact, as I said, I'd waited 20 minutes to get the chance to do it. It had been playing on my mind that I should have done that. So being so late in the game, having it planned for so long that's how I needed to score the goal if we were going to break the deadlock. And then to be able to pull it off was a great feeling.
Having done it, is it something that you would not think twice about attempting again, or do you look at that kind of moment in future and think, well, I did it last time, it worked, but this time I'm not going to try me like a second time? How would you see that?
No, I think as a centre-forward, you play on instinct, and however you think you can score a goal, you'll try to do it. Obviously, we played a game the other week. I've tried to score from overhead kick. We played Boreham Wood. The ball's come out and the keeper's off his line. I tried to score then, and it didn't go in them times. But you play off instincts as a centre-forward, and thankfully that time my instinct worked and it came off. And if the chance did appear again, and that was the way to score in my head, then I'd obviously try it again.
Best goal of your career?
Yeah, as I say, quite possibly. It's one of them, definitely, just because I'd planned it for so long. It was on my weaker foot at the time of the game, and obviously it was a goal that took us to Wembley, which obviously now isn't as great as it could have been, but it was still a good day out for all the fans, I'm sure.
Well, Paul, many congratulations on a great goal and giving the fans a really great moment from the time that goal was scored, as you say, in the semi-final against Stockport, one that I think will remain in the memories of everyone who was here or watching it online for a long time yet. So you are our winner of the E4 Williams Trailers Goal of the Season. Many congratulations, and let's hope there's at least one more from you between now and the next couple of weeks.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
So Paul Mullin then is the winner of our Goal of the Season for 21-22 for that memorable winner in the last minute against Stockport. Thank you very much, Paul. It's now time to move to our Young Player and Player of the Season categories for both the men and, first of all, the women. And the Women's Young Player of the Season is Amber Lightfoot. And Amber is with me now. Amber, many congratulations, Young Player of the Season, and you had the opportunity this year to star not only for the under-19s, but for the full women's team as well. How would you reflect on your season just gone?
Yeah, no, it was good. In my first season, obviously getting to play for both teams was good. I've played with a lot of good young players, and a lot of them have also come into the first team. It's good to get first team experience, and I think it's gone well for my first season, to be fair.
Leading goal scorer for the under-19s. How would you think about the step up that you made from the under-19s to the women's team? What was different in the style of football and the physicality, those kind of things?
Yeah, I think you get a lot more of the time on the ball for the under-19s, so when you're in the women's, you need to make quicker decisions, and obviously it's more physical. But I feel like I had the experience from playing previously last season at a different club, so I could come in and I was able to do that, which I did, so it's gone well.
And you, of course, were one of the under-19s who won your league this year, a fantastic achievement to do that. When you look back on that title-winning campaign that you had, what do you think were maybe the one or two things that you had as a squad that other teams couldn't cope with?
I think we all connect really well together. Like I said, we've got some really good players in the under-19s that hopefully will come through as well. And I think we all gel together. We all read the game quite well, which has allowed us to do so well this season. And I think that's what's made us so successful. And a lot of players can score goals in that team, so that's helped as well.
And what do you think is possible for both the under-19s and for the women's team when you look ahead to next season? What can we hope to achieve?
Well, hopefully next season the under-19s can go on and win the league again. And hopefully for the first team we can win the league. And obviously I'm going to try and help my best to be able to do that as well.
Well, Amber, many congratulations for an excellent season, both the under-19s and stepping up to the full women's team. You are our Women's Young Player of the Season. And guess what? I have a clog eye watch for you. And behind you sits a trophy which calls out your achievement. So well done to you, Amber, and here's to an even better season for you next year.
Thank you.
Amber Lightfoot, our Women's Young Player of the Season. We have one more announcement tonight from our women's team, and that is for our Women's Player of the Season.
All right, okay.
Good shot. Great ball down the line for Hughes. He's got to get there. Hughes surely now one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Rosie Hughes for a second of the afternoon. Tries to take it past the goalkeeper and puts it into the back of the net. Rosie Hughes with a fantastic finish.
I wanted 10, nice even number, but I'm not sure. I'm more than happy with picking Wrexham. I love the team. No, I love it. I love playing for Wrexham. I'm happy with the team.
When you've got a striker who scores 48 goals in a season, I guess it kind of makes it pretty difficult for anyone else not to be the Player of the Year. Rosie Hughes is with me once again. Rosie, you are the Women's Player of the Season. Your 48 goals setting a pretty high bar for your teammates. And looking back at some of those goals, your chip in that game towards the end of our little VT reel there, I think it was up there with Paul's against Stockport. How did you perfect that technique?
Oh, I don't think it was up there quite as much. But it is similar to Paul's, actually, because it was, again, my weaker foot. It's my left foot. And as Paul mentioned, you know when you've kicked a ball, if it's going to go in the back of the net, it went quite high, but I knew once I'd left my foot, it was going in the back of the net. You did see at the end of that slide though, there was a goal against Llandudno, and I think I and TJ will agree with me, was one of the best games we've played this season. If not, I've played my career at football. We came from a 3-1 loss at half time to come back and flip it to 5-3, which that goal that scored then was in the 90th minute to make it 4-3. And Rebecca Pritchard has scored the 5th after that.
Fantastic comeback. Oh, terrific, terrific. So second in the season in the end, in what is the second flight of Welsh football, Rosie. When you started the season, did you have an aspiration of what might be possible this year?
My first game my trial game for Wrexham, I thought hands down we're going to win the league, going to win the cup, going to win this, that and everything, because I thought the team was fantastic, thought I had such good potential, the management was good, but then when the season started and we lost a few players, they went to other teams and we also changed of management, it was a bit rocky and I thought, oh, no, that's it. We may not win all these things that I hoped that we'd win. And then obviously new management came in and we had, I think it was maybe 8-9 games we won on the bounce, which obviously filled us all full of confidence. Unfortunately, we got to the last game and it was a title decider, which again, a former team that I have played for, Llandudno, went on to win the league, which, great for them, but we'll do it next season.
And one of the things you've had the chance to do this season, of course, is to play on the racecourse ground itself. We're really grateful for Brumbo Sports and Social Club in hosting the team throughout the season. But you had the opportunity, just after lockdown restrictions ceased, to play here and to score here in that victory over Northup Hall ladies. What was that like? Emotional.
But no, it was amazing to play in a ground with fans. Might not be as many as the men get, but it was still an achievement for us, and it was really nice that it was filmed and highlighted, and it's on YouTube, which I just still watch every single night.
Every night?
No, without fail. Okay. But no, it was a fantastic opportunity, and I feel the women made history that game. So I think that'll be nice to continue for years to come.
Well, I'm sure that is a good way of summarising it. I'm sure it won't be the last time we see the Wrexham women's team out here on the famous racecourse pitch. Rosie Hughes, you are our Women's Player of the Season. Many congratulations. You got your second watch of the evening, one for each arm, or maybe one for a friend, who knows. But there you go. There is your watch. And don't leave without your trophy, which proudly says Women's Player of the Season for 2021-22 is Rosie Hughes. All right, congratulations to Rosie and all our award winners so far tonight. We've got 2 categories to go and we're going back to the men's for these. We're going to finish with our Player of the Year, but before that, it's the Young Player of the Year.
Max is brilliant. He's got a real chance. He's superb with the ball. He's very good without the ball as well. It's really pleasing that he's a young lad and he wants to listen and learn as well, which is the most important thing. You can have all the ability in the world. If you don't want to listen and learn, then you've got no chance in my opinion. So it's great. He's got all the attributes, and I hope he can fulfil his potential.
And our men's Young Player of the Year is alongside me now. And it is, of course, Max Cleworth. Max, many congratulations on an outstanding season at the club and winning this Young Player of the Year award. I think probably when the season started back at Solihull in August, maybe some fans were a little bit surprised that you had the chance to get into the first team ahead of some really experienced centre-backs who'd been signed in the summer. At that stage, how did you visualise how your season might go?
I didn't have a plan, to be fair. I just looked forward to the first game when I found out I was going to be playing, and just tried to take that game as it came and just tried to play as well as I could, and then hopefully I'd get a few more games after that and just see how it went. But yeah, if you'd have told me at that point in the season I'd be sat here and played as many games as I have, I wouldn't have believed you. So yeah, it's been a good season for me.
What have been your main learnings as you've gone through the season, both about yourself as a player, playing at this level, and perhaps things you've picked up from the likes of Aaron Hayden, Ben Tozer, who you've spent so much time playing alongside at the back?
It's just little things, really, just, the way they prepare, the way they play the game, the way they react to making mistakes in a game.
and just almost becoming robotic in a way. To, you know, after you've played a game, you have to forget about it and move on straight away. But you know, you spoke about Az and Toze. They've been brilliant with me throughout this season, whether that be in games, after games, even before games. Sometimes just, you know, little words of advice, and yeah, I can't thank them enough for what they've done for me this year.
I read an interview, Max, that you did with the Wrexham leader recently, where you talked about when you were in the youth setup here at Wrexham, playing in the first team seemed a bit of a dream. It seemed a long way away. You've achieved that dream. You've gone through the youth ranks and you've made it to play in the first team. How do you kind of categorise that now when you look back at your career so far? And what message would you try and give to perhaps some of the young lads who are working their way through the age groups here at Wrexham about what is possible?
I think maybe I'm one that they can see that there's a pathway, but I think I would say to any young player, you have to enjoy the journey. I think, you know, there'll be highs and lows, but when you're in the academy, you have to be proud to play for Wrexham and enjoy every training session, enjoy every game, and really take it week by week and year by year and see what happens, because you know, you never know in football. You might just get that one chance, and you know, it could change your career, maybe change your life. You know, so you know, just enjoy it is the most important thing, and work hard and just enjoy it would be the main message.
It might not have been the result that we all wanted, but 2 days ago you also had the chance to play at Wembley, which many professional players never achieve throughout their career. How did it feel for you running out?
Before the game, it felt better than after it, that's for sure. But yeah, you know, I look back at it. Maybe not now, but maybe in a few years' time, and I'll look back at it as a fond memory and not one that stings at the minute. But yeah, you know, when you first walked out on the pitch, you look around in the stadium. It's quite big, to be fair. So I was nervous to start with, but you know, once you get into the game, you know, it's just another game, another 90 minutes, so another chance to win a game. So I enjoyed it, and yeah, that was it really.
Well, Max, let's hope that's not the last time you've played at Wembley Stadium. I'm sure it won't be, with your career still in front of you. You are the Wrexham Young Player of the Season. We do, of course, have a clog-eye watch for you to recognise that and your trophy as the Wrexham Young Player of the Season, following in the footsteps of many greats of the club in years gone by. So, Max Cleworth, many congratulations. Max is our Young Player of the Season. Well done, Max. All right, just one award left tonight, and that is the culmination of this evening here in the 1864 suite. It's the Men's Player of the Season.
Again, because he's just so amazing, and he better come up with a good today. Of course he will, he's large. Oh, Mullen hat-trick! It's going to be Mullen, of course.
We've got Mullin, Super Paul Mullin. I think I understand. Paul Mullin, welcome back. Third visit to the stage this evening, Men's Player of the Season. It couldn't have gone much better for you, could it?
No, not an individual point anyway. Obviously, missed a few games through suspension and things like that, and I think I've had a really good year performance-wise, but obviously we want to finish it off as best we can and hopefully get promotion. If we reach the cup final, got beat, but now hopefully we can go and get promoted, which is the aim of everyone come the start of the season this year. And obviously we've had a good year, we've performed well, individually have performed well, but we've got to finish it off.
Absolutely. Hopefully 2 crucial games to come, starting this Saturday with the semi-final against Grimsby. I know your Wrexham journey, Paul, started with a phone call from Rob McElhenney, who sold you the vision of the club and talked about what him and Ryan Reynolds wanted to do here. Having been here now for 9 or 10 months, do you feel that what Rob explained to you is what you've seen? Has it been different? How do you reflect on that?
No, it's funny you should say that. I was only speaking to Ryan at the weekend, obviously, and I said to him I'm still as excited now as I was the first day when I come, because the way they are trying to build the club and progress it to the next level has been evident since when I've got here, and every day there's something changing that's going to try and make hopefully the club better going forward. And it's thanks to them obviously this year that we've been able to perform, because we've obviously changed a lot of squad. We've got the management team that we have. We've brought Kevin, who's head of performance, all the medical team, all the staff. So everywhere's getting better at the club, and it's a credit to them that we're obviously performing better on the pitch than we have done at the club over recent years. But look, we've achieved nothing yet. The owners know they want to get even better and they want to be more successful, and we know we've achieved nothing yet, and we've got to keep working hard, and everybody at the club has to take it to the next level and take it to where everybody believes we can do.
You mentioned some of the names off the field there, Paul. When you look at the setup at Wrexham, the support you get, the preparation that goes into games, having played in the Football League, is this on a par with what you've experienced when you've played higher up, or perhaps even exceed it?
Yeah, I think it's something I've said before. I've played at clubs and big clubs, the Swindon, etc. And no place has been like here. You know, the whole town, well, city now, is behind the club, and I've not experienced much like it, to be honest, from many clubs, and this club belongs in the Football League, and it belongs high up in the Football League too. The support we've had has been magnificent, and we hope it can continue, and it's about time we give them some more to shout about. We have done this season, and they've helped us a lot. As I'm sure we've sent them home happy quite a few times, and hopefully this weekend we can go and do it again.
Paul, you've got a real special bond with the fan. They love to sing your name. What message have you got for them as we close out now the regular season and build up perhaps to the most important point of all?
No, as I can say is thank you very much for the support from me, but most importantly for the team. We've been in some difficult positions this season, and you've dug us out of them. And hopefully if anyone who's been watching us has been in a difficult situation, we've helped them get out of that also. And one thing I can promise is we're going to keep going till the end. We'll give our all, and regardless of what happens Saturday, I hope we can walk off the pitch and you can be proud of what your team's given.
Well, Paul, you are our men's player of the season, your third trophy of the night. I hope you've got a big mantelpiece at home to put all the glassware on, and your second Clog Eye watch. So many congratulations, Paul. Delighted to present that to you to close out our awards here in the 1864 suite. Paul Mullin, who else? Our player of the season. All right, that pretty much wraps up this evening's event here at the Racecourse Ground. Thank you, all of you who have joined us over the last hour or so. Thanks to everyone who's helped with the production tonight, and particularly Amy Davis for her help with the VTs. Thanks to everyone who travelled down to Wembley on Sunday. It was fantastic to see 20,000 Wrexham fans there. And to everyone who's got their ticket for the Grimsby match on Saturday, be loud, be proud, and here's hoping for a home win and one more special trip to London in another week's time. Thanks for everything from all of us at the club this season. Here's hoping the best is yet to come. From all of us at the Racecourse tonight, good night.
Corner goes in, flash across goal, and Wrexham have scored! It's 6-5! Unreal scenes at the Racecourse, and from 5-2 down to 6-5 up in added time. It's Wrexham 6, Dover 5.